Hey girl, hey. It's so good to be back with you guys. Today I'm going to be showing you how I install this 32-inch wig from Hoho Hair on Aliexpress. I'm not going to be doing way too much talking. You're just going to have to watch the video and find out what I do. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you like, comment, and subscribe at the end of the video if you like what you saw. Stay with me and see what we do with this hair. So as you can see, I cut the combs out of mine at the top because I am allergic to nickel. So if I do leave it in there, then it'll start to irritate my skin, and I don't like that. So I always cut those out. And right now I'm just gonna comb the hair back so that I can bleach the knots. I'm gonna be using the products that you see in this video to bleach my knots. And I want the consistency of the bleach to be a little bit thick, sort of like toothpaste, so that it doesn't seep through the lace and get on all of the hair, but it stays right on top of it so that the knots can be nice and light. I know I didn't say anything about it the first time I was in camera, but I will be talking about the bald spot that is on the side of my head. So don't be worried, don't be stressed. We're gonna address it. And make sure that you're coating the whole frontal or the whole lace front where you're gonna have scalp or what looks like scalp showing. Cover that whole thing. Okay, so while that's doing this thing, I'm gonna put my cap on. My YouTube doesn't really know because I never really talked about it, but my Instagram followers know. Please don't mind a pimple on my forehead. I have alopecia areata, and it's on this side, and I have a spot here, and I also have a spot back there. So I wear wigs, not necessarily to hide it, but because I don't feel like dealing with my hair. My hair is long with the cornrows in, so it's even longer. I need to trim my ends, but it's even longer without the cornrows in, and it's really, really thick. So it just ends up being a lot, and I don't necessarily feel like doing my hair all the time. So yeah, so we gonna put a wig on. But as you can see, like this side comes all the way to the front of my hairline. And this is the newest spot back here. And the one in the back is the oldest spot, but that one's kind of big too. So I'm gonna just take some Got2b, put it on my edges so I can smooth my edges back. My mommy did my braids, y'all. Didn't she do such a cute job? I'm just gonna talk over this part because you can see exactly what I'm doing. But for anybody else that has alopecia areata or any type of alopecia, you're not alone. It's nothing that you should hide from. It does add a little bit of stress to, you know, your mental, but at the end of the day, you're still beautiful whether you have the hair or not. I'm with you, girl. Okay. I gotta get my blow dryer to lay that back. Having hair or not having hair does not define you. And India Ari has a song that says, I am not my hair. You have a crown, regardless of whether it's your hair or not. I still battle with feeling comfortable and beautiful with my hair loss, but without it, I'm still perfect. This cap came with the wig, and it's, what color is this? It doesn't say the color, but I mean, you can see that it's a beige, not beige, but like a brown cap. I used to use a beige cap, but I don't know, I kind of feel like the beige ones was too light for my skin. I don't have to do as much work with this one, like as much tinting work or blending work, whatever you want to call it. And then from my hair, I usually just like fold it and put it up there like that, but it's kind of long now. Not even kind of, my hair is mad long. And then me personally, I take some of my ghost line and I, I line it so that it doesn't move. I use a popsicle stick to press the glue into the stocking cap and make sure that it's nice and laid down for the meltdown. You hear me? Nice and laid down for the meltdown. But I'm just kind of particular about that because sometimes the stocking cap will not be stuck down well and it'll like slide back underneath the wig, and I don't like that. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but the knots are definitely turning. I always use Shimmer Lights shampoo to wash that out. And right here, I'm just gonna section off where I want to start plucking so that I can make the hairline just a little bit more natural. I watch a lot of videos on this stuff, even though I've been doing it for a number of years, and I always see them do the pluck skip method. So you pluck a section and then you skip a section and then you pluck a section and then you skip a section. So I use that in a combination of like parting farther back into the hairline and then repeating that step over and over again until I just get the kind of look that I want to see on my mannequin. And don't talk about my mannequin because I know she's looking rough. I'm gonna get a new one. Right here, I'm just comparing one side to the other so that you can see the difference that just that little bit of plucking actually makes. I'm going to continue with the plucking and then come back to explain the next part of the process. Now I'm just going to be prepping the hair for installation, and I'm going to take this spray and use it to mold the hairline down and just make that easier so that it fits towards my head. There will be no flyaways, and after I do this part, I usually go in with a fine-tooth comb and loosen up the hairs that are kind of stuck together so that it's still natural looking. My favorite part is coming up, actually installing the wig. So I'm gonna cut the cap off, get as close to my hairline as possible, and then add some glue. I tie the little tabs behind my head, and then I kind of stick them underneath the braids so that the wig can sit under there, the clip can sit under there. I'm just taking some makeup and putting that onto the stocking caps so that it can look more like skin and won't have just like my black braids sitting up underneath the lace. So we're just doing a little bit of camouflaging, and then I will also be putting some of that makeup on the hairline of the wig. I don't always do this, but I was trying it out today and I kind of liked it. It just gives like a subtle hint of color. I've been working in sections when I apply my wigs, so I usually put 2 slits where the arches of my eyebrows are, and then I pin up the side that I'm going to apply the glue and then let that dry. Depending on how many layers I do, I repeat that step, and then I lay down the actual lace and kind of push the glue in with my comb. If you've seen any videos, you've seen this done before, so you know what I'm gonna do. If not, then just keep watching. It's pretty self-explanatory. And I use Ghost Bond, but I think I'm gonna try Erica J's adhesive. I'm not sure. If you've tried it, let me know how it is. I completely forgot to cut out my ear tabs, but I end up going and fixing that later on, obviously. And typically, I do not lay the middle section down last. I usually do that first and then pick one of the sides to do. But this time I did it last. I don't think I'm going to be doing that again, but it still ended up doing what it was supposed to do. Like, my wig was laid, it was fine. But I just feel like doing the sides first, kind of, you can like end up with wrinkles. I didn't have any wrinkles in my lace, but I just feel like I should have done what I normally do, the middle first and then the sides following that. I left the band on my head for about 15 minutes because my daughter woke up, but when I came back, I took off most of the lace, and I'm using a razor, like an eyebrow razor for this. Just be careful, because I didn't think that I cut myself, but I definitely cut myself like 3 different times when I did this. I just need a little bit more practice. I feel like I like how it gives a jagged edge so that the lace can melt down a little bit more, but I definitely needed a little bit more practice. And now I'm taking the ear tabs out, which I should have done before I put any glue on, but it was fine. It's just I like went out of order with these steps. So a tip. Back again with this adhesive spray. I actually like it. I saw it in a YouTuber's video. I think it was Larasia. I can't remember her full YouTube name, but I saw her use it a few times, and I do like it, but this is my first time using it. So the very front, while it was laid and looked really, really good, those hairs were stuck, like they were stuck down. And I didn't want to put any alcohol or any water on there, and it ended up lifting the actual lace but not making the hairs less sticky. So when I applied this wig the second time, I got it right. So just a tip, make sure that you get it on the lace and not the hair. You can get it on the hair, but it'll just be like stuck to the ground. My hair, it don't move. That's how it's going to end up. So just be mindful of that. Do y'all see this hair? Do y'all see this hair? I decided to purchase it because a YouTuber, Brittany Rivers posted about it. I love this hair. I'm gonna link the actual wig in the description box, and I'm gonna add, all the details for it. But just be mindful that this wig does shed. Again, it does shed, okay? So it wasn't like, oh, this is the perfect wig, but it's still really good hair. Like, it was really good quality hair. I think I wore it for like 3 weeks. I took it out after the first week because I wanted to just get the front hairline looser, and then I put it back on. It's time to actually melt the hair down. We're gonna make it nice and flat, and I think I'm just gonna end up straightening it. I have another video coming. It's gonna be a get ready with me where I actually style the hair, so you'll be able to see that in another video. I just wanted to make this one and talk about how much I liked it and show you guys how I install it. I really, really, really do love this hair. I ended up getting some spray to fix the part where it's just a little bit over bleached, but it's really good hair. Like, now I want to take off the wig that I have and put this one back on because it's just such bomb hair. It is from Hoho hair on Aliexpress. It took about 5 or 6 full days, not business days, 5 or 6 actual days to get to me, including the day that I purchased it because it was shipped out the same day. So I actually loved that it came so quickly. And so, I'm 5'7", like a actual true 2 size 5'7", and the hair comes down like literally almost to my butt. I think it stops at the top of my backside. It's so long, but it's 32 inches. It's so long and it's so beautiful. Like, it was soft, it was silky, it curled really well, it waved up really well. It was just, I love this wig. I love this hair. And it's 13 by 6, so I had a really deep part But the sides, I hate the fact that now all these factory wigs, you don't have any parting space on the sides, but I guess it's okay. That was really the only thing that I didn't like about this wig, and the fact that it does shed, but it didn't shed like just when I was running my fingers through it. It shed when I was brushing it, like when I was detangling it and stuff like that. So just a tip, just a little note for you that if you get this wig, it probably will shed some. And when I ordered it, the density that I got was 250, I believe, but they didn't have the 250 option online, so I had to contact the seller and just make sure that I could get the density that I wanted so the wig didn't look thin and like gross. I do thin out the section that I use for my baby hair so that it's thick and full but not bunchy. It like so that it makes sense, if that makes sense. Like if you're doing actual baby hair on yourself, that hair is thin, but you can still work with it. It's thick enough to look natural, but not thick to say, oh, she did that and it looks gross. Don't want them to look gross. And now I'm just trying to map out how short I'm gonna cut them. I added a little bit more on the sides just to make it more even. And then I'm gonna cut them and lay them down. Now, I do not want to lie to y'all, but I cannot remember what I used on my edges. If I'm gonna be completely honest, it had to be edge control, and I think I put just a little bit too much. The next time that I do like just regular baby hair without any a mousse or without curling it or anything, I'm gonna try using the black Got To Be, but I know that I didn't use the black Got To Be this time. Like it had to be edge control, and I mean, it served its purpose. It slicked down. But what I first put on there was not mousse, and it was not Got To Be. It had to be regular edge control. And I didn't end up like liking it because it ended up looking a little bit too greasy. So I fixed it, and then I cut just a little bit of it off because it was kind of long. So you just play around with it and figure out what you like, what kind of look you're going for. And when you're satisfied, tie it down, honey. Tie it down. I don't think I tied it down because I had to go to church, but you feel me. Yeah, and now we're just going to loosely straighten. I was trying to use my flat iron comb, and I would not be using it again. It was really cheap. I think I got it from Shein, and it was like $1, and you can tell that it's cheap. So, like, it kind of worked, but it didn't really. So, I ended up throwing it away. But I'm just, passing through the hair a little bit. There's a little bit of heat protectant on the hair, but it straightens really well. Like, my flat iron wasn't even that hot, and it got straight. And not bone straight, but it got straight. Because I wasn't going for bone straight, I was just trying to look presentable for church and finish this video. And that's exactly what I did. So thank you guys for being here. If you liked it, you got some tips, you learned something, please like, comment, and subscribe. Leave in the comment section what you liked and what you didn't like, any tips that you have for me, any questions that you have, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thanks for checking in.